What are some of the things you see that kind of upset you in the city that makes you feel, hey, you know, the city
people
could be...
living on the streets, dude. Yeah. Our homeless problem in America is horrible. It's like the most upsetting thing. Any major city.
Murder, crime.
I mean, yeah, murder, crime, sure, but put somebody in a house. I mean, damn, it's not that hard.
Yeah, just stop building, like, you know, like taking all the property and building all these shitty ass houses, like just like what you have to use, and like, you know, just, you know, like you said, put people in houses, but you don't have to like tear everything down to do it, you know.
Yeah, like
just like restore. You know, there's a lot of stuff that could be restored in Philadelphia and just anywhere, you know. But they just keep knocking shit down, knocking all the woods down, and building like condos and,
there's like
expensive houses that only like rich people can afford.
New Jersey's the first state where there's no land left to buy. All land is bought to be built on, or wherever it's the first state in the country to, you know, not have any land left. So it's, you know, there's like very like just people.
I mean, I guess there's not necessarily one person who's responsible for it, but it's just all the people who have all the money, just, you know, all the property developers and all the realtors, you know, it's just like a chain, you know. It's just, you know, I would say it's something that's not going to stop, but I guess, you know, they're running out of room, so they're just going to go to different states, you know, where it's less populated.
Jock behavior is at an all-time high.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a pro sports they're obsessed over, or the just the image and the style. You know what I mean? It's every genre of music, every like lifestyle, every walk of life has its own style, and unfortunately, like hardcore has picked up on like this like wigger mentality that like dudes are like wearing like their pants are like hanging off their ass, and they're wearing oversized t-shirts, and their hats are a little cocked to the side, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, if you feel comfortable doing it, then that's who you are, and that's what you want to be. But I mean, just again, like bands like Battery said it the best, you know, like keep your jock shit in the gym. You know what I mean? This is a hardcore show. This is a metal show, and these kids and people are coming here to enjoy themselves. They're not coming here to fight. They're not coming here to prove anything. And this is the last place that I found kind of like some kind of like peace of mind. You know what I mean? This is where I turned. And there's a lot of people out there like ruining it, just giving it a bad name. And unfortunately, it's never really going to change, and there's really no one else that could really stand up to it. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to turn your shoulder and just keep going. And if you let it affect you, then you let it bring you down, and they win. But if you just keep going and ignore it, sooner or later, you're just going to totally forget about it, and it's not going to be there.
So what you're basically saying is that for you, hardcore really isn't there anymore.
Hardcore's there. You just have to look past all that other bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's more to hardcore than just that image that you see there. And I mean, a lot of the bands on stage, you know, that's their life. You know what I mean? That's how I started. That was my life. That pulled me out of going to college. That pulled me out of, you know, a union job where I was making like $40,000 a year. That pulled me out of relationships with every person in my life. Hardcore was the only thing that was there for me constantly, you know, and it was never again about the image. And when I see that shit, I turn a cheek, you know. Those kids aren't in it for the right reason, and if you think about it, turnover rate in hardcore is every like 3 years, and you'll get a new bunch of kids in there that are just going to revamp it, and it's going to be bigger, and it's going to be stronger, and it's going to be badder, and it's going to be meaner, and it's just the way it works. It's just the way that it is, and you know, you come to accept it. I'm 29 years old now, you know. I've been involved for like 12 years, booking shows, going to shows, being in this band for 10.
At what point did the hardcore scene that you grew up in change to get, you know, to become, I guess, you know, what it is now, which is, you know, I guess the old people consider a parody of what it used to be?
I don't know. It's hard to say, you know. I mean, it just, the mainstream, the popularity, the fad, the image of what hardcore is becomes more popular, and when bands take it to that next level, they bring it with it. They bring pieces of it with it, and sooner or later, you know, you have like a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen bands that are all bringing pieces of hardcore. You know, you put all those pieces together, and there's that new hardcore scene. You know, this whole bro mosh thing, and you know, as much as you're seeing it now, it was around back then too. You know, it just wasn't as like amplified, and I've seen some fucking crazy shit, man. Just a lot of fucked up people.
Exactly.
and they all get trapped into fucking hardcore and punk rock and metal.
So that's why you've, I guess, branched out your sound.
I think we were just growing, you know what I mean? It's like, why are we gonna keep putting out the same record? You know, why are we gonna like replicate our sound? When bands find a sound, they should really improve and advance off of it. That's part of being in a band. You don't find a formula.
I mean, you change as you get older. And
exactly, you know, you come into more different like experiences in life.
If we wanted to write the same shit from when we started, I mean, we were like 16, 17, 18, you know, like first couple of years of being a band. You know,
I know, that's what I've been waiting for.
So anyway, yeah, basically, you know, you don't want to, you know, you want to grow with music, not writing stuff you're writing when you were basically graduating high school, you know. You've been on the road, you know, touring and being a musician for 10 years longer than that. Of course, you're going to be coming up with a lot, you know, more mature stuff as you get into your 20s and 30s, you know, and, you know.
Especially with, like, member changes, too. We've had a handful of those, and, like, you know, a lot of, like, older stuff we don't play now just because it wouldn't be right, you know? We don't have some of the same guys that were a part of that.
You know, you grow more mature, you mature out of things, you grow out of things. It's life. You know what I mean? And fuck, you know, I feel the same, but I've learned and I've grown from what I was when I was 19 years old to what I'm now. You know, so just different things, different experiences, life experiences. All that shit changes, man. I've always liked to not portray us as like a party band, especially like in interviews, and it's, I mean, I've always, fuck. It's like you're a role model to a lot of these younger kids, and these younger kids are going to go home and they're going to read these interviews and they're going to watch this interview, and they're going to see all these kids like drinking, smoking, getting fucked up, you know, talking about fucking girls, beating girls, killing girls, and you're just, it's such, you're so like, these bands don't realize like how, like, in what platform that they're at, that you have such a fucking huge impact on the youth. It doesn't matter where you are, they're gonna start picking up on the tendencies of like how you act and how you dress, and they're gonna start talking like you, and they're gonna start talking to people like you do, and they're gonna start talking to women, and they're gonna start putting down people. Just, I mean, it's fucking crazy, you know. So like, I've been focusing more on this record just to take things not necessarily serious, you know. You can have a good time with interviews and stuff, but take myself a little more seriously. Like, I am a role model, you know. This is serious, you know what I mean? I have fun in what I do, but this is serious. And I think a lot of bands, like, I'm not telling you what to do, but they should just take note that we are the fucking role models of the new generation of kids that are going to be fucking stepping into where we are now.
The hating of women, the, you know, perceiving women as object.
I think that, you know, I sit there and I look at it, and I mean, I have songs, you know, where I do talk about things like that, and it was like past, you know what I mean? It's like, that's like when I was younger, and at a time that's kind of how I felt towards somebody, but I'm talking it more out of like a dream sense, and not talking about like a reality. I grew up with like 4 sisters and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I have nothing but respect for women, and it's kind of weird that like some girls actually really like enjoyed to be fucking objectified and to be put down and to be treated like a fucking ditz or a fucking bimbo or a fucking whore or slut. And it's like, God, like, don't let yourself be that way, you know what I mean? I'm attracted to strong individuals, you know? And if you're not a strong individual, then I don't want to be your friend. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be yourself. You need to fucking do your own thing. You need to like be you know, and fucking have like pride and respect for yourself. And I think that men should fucking respect women. That's bottom line, you know what I mean? You're fucking, again, these bands are like just, they're huge. These are fucking huge. This deathcore thing is so big right now, and all those songs are just primarily about how much they like hate and want to kill.
You know, I mean, I guess half of it is just, I mean, I don't know if it's a joke or what, but you know, go one route. I mean, you could actually be a little bit more intelligent with your lyrics, and you know, just you know, don't just go for the obvious bullshit. You know, like, put some thought into it. But